Hello, this is Matt Erickson with our final project for the Game Engine 2 class. I unfortunately was not able to quite finish it, just ran out of time. But I'm going to go over what I have done and then keep working on it just in case some random things happen. Starting off, I did get the converter done. I've got that up here. It's based on the one that was given to us. Basically, I narrowed it down to what little bit we needed. And between that, I've got the hierarchy, which goes through and finds the hierarchy of the things we were given, or the the different bones, sorry, or joints, whatever you want to call them. And this will go through. I got ways to print. I got ways to do other things. But it's just going to go through the display hierarchy, and it's going to fill up this node right here that gets passed into it. Well, the node pointer. And the node is of type this, so it's index with an int, and then the name and the parent's name. This can be used to make a table and then use it to make the skeleton from there. Yeah, so this basically just walks through all the different bones that are there. Use the different skeleton route that we had. I got the max I got the number of nodes that are needed, and then went through and actually filled all the nodes up, which comes down here. Get rid of the name, and then go down here, and this is where we actually fill up the nodes to have the different information that they need. So that being said, originally I was going to have a size there, then I just decided to use 64 because it was just easier to do. Over on the animation side of things, basically I have this frame bucket here, but I didn't really use it other than the bone pointer. I mean, I used it, but I only used the bone pointer part of it, along with the quaternions, and that is in the animation one. Let's see here. I ended up putting, since this is the last thing that it does, I ended up putting the print the information out to a file in this part, just because I was having a problem that I ended up learning later was something else. So it makes it that much more interesting, I guess. But looking at this, you can see that I did the files. Everything prints out, and then it gets down to here is where we actually get into breaking it up. We've got a for loop here that breaks it up by the actual animations. And then we go into the display animation. I just left the display animation with the normal 31 that we were using. Here it is. Sorry, I've been up all night. And then, once again, just using the same thing. This goes through all 31, which is the different time keys. I just kept that the same because didn't have time to mess with it. And then, yeah, this one is the different actual, objects. Sorry, the actual objects that it's getting, and this function right here will call to actually get the data for those. This is where I was actually running into problems before because things weren't getting moved properly. I think I was using a pointer arithmetic to try and move things around, and that screwed things up. Or no, it was the count. Sorry, I didn't have the count as a reference variable, so it was getting screwed up in the when this would call itself and then go back. The recursive call. When it would be done with the recursive call, it would go back to a count and overwrite itself, and that was causing problems. So figured that out. Unfortunately, I spent way more time than I should have on that, but that's what happens. And then, it spits it out. I can bring up here different models. Oh no, too far. Let's see, debug. It was able to do both the humanoid and the teddy. Looks like it may not have done the humanoid properly. But for the teddy, I will bring up the logs. This isn't what actually was in there. This is just a log. So basically, this is what was getting thrown in there. It would just be, this stuff mashed together as binary. And then basically the same thing here, but it's just put into human readable for right now. With that being said, close that down for a second. Bring up my engine. I can show off what I've got here. It's not a lot. I started off with the code that you have, was able to get that at least animating, but it's really not doing what it's supposed to be. It's not reading in data, which is what I was working on when I got to the point where I was like, I need to upload this. What I was currently working on was right here. I'm going to go through and make a table so that it can read in the actual nodes and stuff, the bones, instead of using this code here. And then, be able to read in the other one too. So, like I said, I'm going to keep on working on this, and when I get it done, I'll upload it, and if it gets good, then cool. Otherwise, that's my project, and thank you.